How's it going, eh? K27 here with a news flash. I'm old. I was born in 81. So to put that in perspective, I was 17 when Google was created. Yeah. So, yeah, I was born in 81, as I said, and growing up, there was a lot of things we could do that we did. I don't know. Times have definitely changed, put it that way. Anyway, what I'm doing today is I'm reacting to a video from AlphaPaw called 25 Things 80s Kids Could Do That Today's Kids Can't. You see these all the time, but I don't know. Wanted to check this one out. So, let's see what I could do that you couldn't. And play.
Did you know there are many things 80s kids could do that today's kids can't?
Yeah.
The world has changed a lot since 3 decades ago. Oh my god, the 80s were 3 decades ago.
Jesus.
Technology and culture has radically altered the way we do things. What once was pretty normal is now either old-fashioned, taboo, outdated, or weird.
You whippersnappers.
From sugary cereals to access to computers, so many things were
cereals.
far and away different. For the 80s kids, it was a beautiful time. For kids today, it will probably look like a foreign
Stone
universe. Age. Get ready to travel back in time. Here are 25 things 80s kids could do that today's kids can't.
Go see this in the theaters. List 25.
25. Ride in the very back of the vehicle. Let's just start off by saying that car safety standards were a little different in the 80s than today.
Yep.
This is back when station wagons
Ride in the
were
back of
still
station
thin,
wagons
car seats
or
weren't
pickup
mandatory.
trucks. Pickup trucks
When guests were
especially.
in town, it was completely normal.
Or maybe that was
to
just
give
more of
all
a
the
redneck
adults a
thing.
seat in the car, while we kids went in the very back. And I mean
Very back.
Very back.
Yeah.
No seat, just hanging out together, untethered, bouncing and bumping around, hoping Dad wasn't going to get in an accident. 24. Share a seat and a seatbelt in the car. Speaking
When we
of
wore
car
them.
safety standards, when adults found themselves in a situation where they wanted kids to use the seatbelt and there was only one spot, guess what?
I
2 or
didn't
3
have to-
kids in one spot.
I didn't
with
have to
one
face
seatbelt.
this too often.
No problem.
I was an only
23.
child growing up, so.
Get tangled up in the phone cord.
These were so
I
much
realize some of
fun.
you might not even know what a phone cord is, but there was a
Yeah,
time that
talking
not so
on the
long
phone,
ago, phones were connected to
playing
a
with the
base by
cord.
a cord.
And we had this
These cords
long
were
one. It
often
went like
stretchy,
from
coiled,
one
and
room to
really
another.
Fun to wrap yourself
You
up
needed
in while you're talking
privacy?
to a friend.
You brought
22.
it all the way to the closet.
Eavesdrop on someone's phone call.
Yeah, unless you had
While
2
phone
phones.
cords were fun, what wasn't fun was someone listening in on your conversation. On the plus side, if you were sneaky enough, you could totally pick up another phone and listen in on your sister's conversation with her boyfriend.
Yeah, again, I was
Welcome
an only
to a
child
world
for
before
10
the internet,
years. So.
folks. 21. Play outside in the front yard without super strict adult supervision.
Front
Gone
yard.
are the days when mom would let kids out
Anywhere.
to play in the front yard and only occasionally peek out the
Hop
window
on
to
your
make sure
bike,
everything
go to
was
your
okay.
friends.
Now,
You're gone the entire
even if
day.
it were a safe place, parents would likely be judged by neighbors and maybe even have the cops called.
As long
I
as you're
once played in
home
gasoline.
when the lights come on.
That's safe.
I thought it was water. There was a gas station down the road. I didn't know at the time, but it had exploded. So all the gas came rushing down
do you
our
not
street.
know a gas station
And I'm
exploded?
Like, ooh, water! And I go to play in it with my Lego pirate ship.
I had a friend who got his foot
20.
stabbed his foot on
Eat candy cigarettes.
a record player.
Even with the anti-drug campaigns and the push to
You
make
still
your parents
find
feel
these
bad for
around,
smoking
though.
around
Like,
you,
I've seen, like,
it
the
was
little
still
Popeye. They're called
fun to
candy
play
sticks now.
grown-up and smoke candy
But yeah,
cigarettes.
these
They
came
had a
in
very distinct
packets that
flavor
look
that
like
you won't
cigarettes.
find in
There was
any
a
candy
there was
today.
gum ones too that had
Sure,
like this
you can
powder
find them at novelty
in the
candy
wrapper, and you
stores
used to blow
sometimes,
it,
but
and it would
you
puff
won't
out.
find them at your local gas station like we did as kids. Boy, were those things chalky. 19.
Yeah, I was never a fan of them.
Play on risky playground equipment. What's
Risky?
a
You're
broken
rusty.
Arm or leg here and there.
Yeah,
Playground equipment
risky.
wasn't designed for sliding and swinging.
I was lucky.
It was
I've
designed
never,
for hanging
I've
upside
never
down
broken a
and
bone or
swinging
anything
from
like that
bar to
growing
bar,
up.
high up in the
I've
sky.
skinned my knees plenty of times. I
Concrete
got some
also wasn't a
scars
big
from
deal
falling
for
off a
flooring.
bike, and
Remember I
things
told you
like
about
that,
the broken
but-
arm?
Yes.
Came from playing on a playground.
never broke a bone.
18. Use their brains to find a book in the library. Today, we've got computers
Card
holding everything up
catalogs.
for us. But if you grew up in the
Don't you know
80s,
the
you likely
Dewey
became
Decimal
best
System?
friends with the card catalog to find books at the library. The Dewey
I don't
Decimal
think I ever
System.
fully
For you youngsters
got
not
it.
sure what that is, it was a wooden
I just
cabinet
kinda
full of tiny drawers
looked and
that
said,
carried
okay,
small
this is
cards.
about where I need to
You
go.
sifted through the
And
cards
I
to
just
find
started
the book
searching
you wanted using the Dewey
the
Decimal
actual
System. Haha! It
books.
was a bit more complicated.
I was never finding
17.
the cards.
Discover computers slowly.
Hmm.
In the 80s, most kids were lucky if they had a computer in the house.
I never
Even if
owned
they
a
had
computer
one,
in the house
many had
growing
little
up.
idea how to use the
We had
DOS-based
some like
operating
in grade
system.
5 and 6. We
The
used
computer
to
was like an
make little designs with
alien
DOS.
object, mysterious
But I
and
actually didn't get my
wonderful.
own computer
Gradually
until I
over
was
time,
living on
you
my
discovered
own.
the different aspects of a
after
computer
college.
because they were so new and fresh. It was exciting. Today, of course, computers are everywhere, and the wonder and awe is
Of course,
kind of
you
gone.
know, in school we were assigned times to use the
A
computer.
computer!
I usually ended up taking
16.
somebody else's because they didn't want theirs,
Pull
but I
the
did.
ends off dot matrix paper. Before inkjet laser
satisfaction.
printers, there was an ungodly noise machine known as the dot matrix
Print
printer.
off and all.
To spool the paper through,
But on the side,
all dot matrix paper had holes.
you see the little holes there.
That
Just
would interlock inside
we used to
the
like
printer
interlock,
and guide
fold
it
them,
through.
like fold,
Once
fold,
you had your
fold,
nice sheet
fold,
of paper
fold.
printed,
And
you
then
had the
make
pure,
little
wonderful
worm
pleasure
type
of tearing the
things.
ends off. Fun fact: we still get to do that at Enterprise. Enterprise still uses dot matrix printers.
Damn.
15. Experience the joys of chalk. Sure, some kids still use chalk today,
Yeah.
but it's rare. In the 80s, chalkboards
Look out
and
in my
chalk
garage.
abounded.
Or not my
Kids were
garage,
using
but
them
you know,
on
the apartment's
playgrounds,
garage.
the driveways,
And there's like tons
everywhere.
of
Chalk
tons of
is making a
chalk
bit
drawings.
of a comeback amongst many hipsters
Like, maybe
today.
it's just because it's
likely because they remember the days of yore when chalk ruled and markers.
But no, I
drooled.
mean every Easter we got
Except
our
the smelly
kids
markers,
chalk
Those were amazing.
because those were fun to play with in the street.
14. Make
Yeah,
their
'cause kids-
parents or grandparents ashtrays in art class. Not only had a lot of art
Class?
classes disappeared, but the projects were also a bit different
Oh, made
from
them
what
in
you'd
art
see
class.
today.
Okay.
What's an easy craft that also serves a purpose? An ashtray, of course. While no one was suggesting students
My daughter
smoke,
made a
it was almost
bowl
expected that
for
one of your
her
parents or
ramen
grandparents
noodles.
smoked. What says "I love you" more than
Think about
enabling
it.
your elder's smoking addiction? 13.
And now they got 3D
Sip
printers
your
to
parents'
make stuff
alcohol
from.
like it was no big deal. Want a sip of your mom's sangria? No problem. Have your pops or one of his friends offer you a sip of beer or even a whole one? Classic party
Well, I've
shenanigans.
taken sips of beer when I
Such
was a
was the
kid,
life
but
of
I was
80s
never
kids.
offered it as
12.
from adults.
Collect garbage pail kids.
Garbage Pail Kids.
Kids were pretty much the weirdest collector's toy in the
Those
80s.
were awesome.
guess
And I
what?
remember. Oh, I'm
It
going
was
to pause
also
this for a
awesome.
second here.
And kids today have
Pause.
no idea what they
I
missed
said
out.
pause, you son of a bitch.
11.
There, before we get to that. Back, like, I can't, obviously in the 80s. But, no, I was with one of my cousins at a flea market back in Nova Scotia. And I remember we were wandering through, and it was really windy. And this one table's had a bunch of pennants or whatever, and they all kind of flew off. So, my cousin and I just kind of grabbed them and brought them back to him as we were wont to do. And the guy was thankful and, gave us each a few packs of Garbage Pail Kids. I still remember the taste of the gum. It tastes like chalk? I don't know if you can really even describe the taste of that gum. I know if you try to get a pack of Garbage Pail Kids cards now, like off eBay, that gum's not going to taste the same. But no, I used to have a bunch of them. There were some stickers, and yeah, it was all pretty cool. Trying to figure out what I should do with my headset here. I want to hear myself too. Okay.
Play dodgeball at school.
Oh,
Dodgeball
I hated
isn't
dodgeball.
just a game you see
I
in movies.
fucking hated
It
dodgeball.
was
Maybe it's
actually
just because I'm not
played
athletic. I mean, look at
in
me.
school.
But
You were given participation credit for trying to slam someone with a big bouncy ball. It was awesome. Unless you were the last one picked for a team.
yeah, it was usually
That
me.
sucked.
I was the last one picked for a team, and it was still awesome.
I have a really cool dodgeball thing. I'll never repeat it, but I was the last one on the team.
And now you can play
and two
dodgeball in
people threw the
VR
ball.
and
One was
sometimes
high, one was
punch your
low,
significant
and I
other
just
in the
did,
face.
This move where I ended up almost horizontal.
Didn't happen to
one
me,
went
it was a
above me
friend.
and one went below me, and it was
But
like,
yeah,
I'll never
dodgeball.
forget that. 10.
I was always
Wear slap bracelets as a fashionable accessory.
Was that the
Slap
80s?
bracelets couldn't count your steps, tell the time.
I was in
or
Canada,
give
so
your
we didn't get
exact
the
heart
80s
rate
until
BPM,
mid-90s.
But they could magically wrap around your
But I
wrist.
do
and
remember
slap
having
it.
snap bracelets.
Plus, they came in a variety of colors and designs. Take that,
I
Apple
would
Watch.
purposely tear off the
Can't
plastic
snap on your
coating.
Apple Watch at all.
You can do it once.
9.
You can do it once.
Eat sugary cereals. The 80s were, in many ways, the golden age of
Ice cream
cereals.
cone cereal.
So many
These little ice cream
different kinds
cones with
of
little
cereals came
balls
out
of
in the
like
80s.
chocolate and vanilla
And I'm
and
here to tell
strawberry.
you, they were
I'm pretty sure they all
packed
taste
with
the
sugar.
same, but
So-
they're so good.
So much sugar.
Every now and then I'll
Parents
still
back
get like a
then
box of
Didn't really care either.
Reese
They
Puffs
just wanted
or
us to sit down and be quiet.
Corn Pops or
Today, of
something
course, cereals
sweet.
are more focused on fiber and vitamins. 8. Wear neon colors in public without judgment. There's neon, and then there's 80s.
I remember
levels
having a
of
bright
neon.
neon green
Many of us 80s kids
tank
wore
top.
enough neon to make current day ravers jealous.
I think it even said rad
Today,
or
if you're a
something
kid
across
wearing
the
too much
front.
neon, you'll probably get beat up.
Very 80s.
7. Watch Saturday morning cartoons. Saturday mornings were a sacred time for kids.
Captain
It
N
was
and the
only time
Game
we woke up
Master,
bright and early
Super
to sit in
Mario
front of the television
Brothers.
with a bowl of that sugary cereal
Some
and watch
Mr.
cartoons
T.
non-stop until lunchtime. From
Thundercats.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to
Chipmunks Go to the
Thundercats,
Movies.
The 80s had some of the best
man.
cartoons ever. 90s had one Saturday morning though. 6. Sleep on a waterbed. At one time, waterbeds were insanely popular.
Beds were everywhere.
Today, of course,
I know my dad had
pretty
one.
much no one has them. If you aren't even sure what they are, it's pretty
A friend's
self-explanatory.
mother had
They're
one.
a mattress filled with water.
My mother's friend had one, and we were all over there one time, a bunch of us, and I guess there was one too many people that decided to jump onto the bed. And next thing we knew, waterfall, Niagara Falls, coming right out of the bed. So we soaked up what we could, but I'm pretty sure the floor had some water damage, and I had to, well, we all had to dry off our clothes because they were completely soaked as well. But yeah, waterbeds typically have a maximum capacity limit of 2 or 3, not 6. All right, let's get back to the video.
Turns out they're pretty expensive and costly to maintain, so people stopped using them. Still, kids in the 80s got
They
to
were
experience
relaxing
the
to
bizarre
sleep on,
feeling
though.
of floating on water while they slept.
It's like,
5. Pack peanut butter in their lunchbox.
oh
In
hell
some
yeah!
schools, you can't bring peanut butter to school.
Peanut butter
no matter
and
how
jelly.
classic the PB&J is. If there's
That
an
was my
allergy,
lunch for
you just
so many days.
Crossed your fingers and hope the person didn't eat peanut butter. 4. Bike anywhere. When you got
Without a
your first
helmet.
bike as a kid in the 80s, it was the best thing ever.
Yeah, that's what I was going back
It meant
earlier,
freedom.
saying instead of playing in
Your
the front
parents didn't
yard,
care where you went as long as you came back before dinner. You could
Yeah.
go to your friends, the gas station down the
long as-
street,
as long as my mom knew where I was
the
going.
school playground, the library,
anywhere.
and basically anywhere your
I was
legs could
fit as
pedal
a kid.
fast enough to get you there. Today, with a
Miss it.
long, sad history of missing kids and kids being kidnapped, parents aren't so willing to let kids
Yeah.
wander off too far from home. 3. Use a payphone. You
Payphone.
couldn't carry around your landline now, could you? 80s kids carried a chunk of quarters and used payphones to call home if they needed to.
Chunk of quarters.
Payphones are still around,
Right.
but it's unlikely any kid today has actually used one. 2.
No, we did not always have a chunk of quarters to make calls. If we were out and we needed to get our moms to come pick us up, pick up the payphone, dial 0, dial the phone number. It's like, would you like to place a collect call? Yes. State your name after the beep. Hey, Mom, it's me. I'm ready. Come pick me up. And then she gets the phone. It's like, you have a collect call from, hey, Mom, it's me. Come pick me up. Do you accept the charges? Nope. Phone call ends. No charge to her. No quarter from me. She knows to come pick me up. Boom. Profit.
Find Carmen Sandiego. As a tricky way to teach kids both deductive reasoning and geography.
Never actually played the computer
schools and
games.
parents installed
I played
computer
the
video
Wear in
games and
Time
told
on the
them it would
NES
be
because I
fun.
was able to buy that for like $5,
Turns
and
out
of course I watched
it
the TV show, the game show.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? 1.
And there was actually a VR game that came out recently. I said that if they used that same technology, sort of 360 photos for scenery and then just use like 2D animated characters to give clues and things, they could make an awesome virtual reality Carmen Sandiego game. And people would be tricked into learning shit too, so that's pretty cool.
Select their own Valentine. Kids in school these days either send Valentine's Day cards to everyone or no one. That wasn't the case back in the 80s. You got to choose whom you wanted to give a card to. There was always a social contest to see who received the most cards and who received none. So, 80s kids,
Was
what
it?
do you miss the most? Other generation.
Okay, either people actually liked me, or maybe just being candid, we were nice, because I'm pretty sure everyone just gave everybody in class a Valentine's card. I mean, the school would, the teacher would send home, their class lists, so you have names, and you get the cards, you fill them all out, you go the next day, and during that time as well, you'd be making the little baskets you hang on the front of your desk, and they'd come, and you just boop, 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 pop them all in. You know. But even though you get them from everybody, it was always awesome when you see one from a crush. A little bit of a confidence booster too. Yeah. So, and then he just goes on to talk some more, probably sponsorship or something. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so yeah, that was 25 things 80s kids could do that today's kids can't. Can they, though? I mean, some of them technically could. I mean, no one's going to say you can't play with chalk, or you can't use a payphone if you ever find one. But yeah, nice little trip down memory lane. Yeah. Still think the slap races were 90s.